The giant, his body riddled with arrows, had been turned into a brutal war machine, all because the vile Egyptian queen held his daughter captive. Forced to obey, he helped her plunder kingdom after kingdom. During the invasion of ancient Babylon, Egypt emerged victorious. The Babylonian fortress lay in ruins, littered with corpses. Nick and Blue Dragon, who had fought in the battle, were left battered and bruised. The giant, meanwhile, looked like a pincushion, arrows protruding from his massive frame. Just then, the cruel queen appeared. The giant immediately rose to his feet, his gaze locking onto a little girl in her chariot, his daughter. Though they were mere steps apart, father and child could not embrace. At that moment, Nick finally understood the giant's torment. The soldiers hauled away cartloads of treasure, but the queen seemed uninterested. Instead, she smirked at the defeated Babylonian king, who knelt before her, begging for mercy. As the wicked woman approached, the terrified king broke into a cold sweat. Yet all she did was snatch his beloved pet. Just as he thought he might survive, the queen glanced at a soldier, a silent order. In an instant, the king was executed. With a flick of her hand, the queen allowed the little girl to run into her father's arms. The two embraced tightly, savoring their fleeting moment of happiness. But the queen gave them only seconds before sending soldiers to drag the child away. The giant could do nothing but weep in despair. Their next reunion would come only if he won yet another battle for her. And so, the merciless queen continued her conquests, using the Dragon Knight duo and the giant as her unstoppable war machines. They ravaged the great kingdoms of the East, the Byzantine Empire, and ancient Rome. After each battle, their bodies bore fresh wounds. One day, they encountered an enemy that thrived on plunder just as they did, and their forces were evenly matched. But when the Dragon Knights and the unstoppable giant joined the fray, the tide of battle shifted instantly. The enemy commander could only stare in horror at these two monstrous weapons of war. Soon, their foes were crushed, their ships sinking beneath the waves. Yet the queen's thirst for domination was unquenched. They arrived at another land, once again sending the giant and the Dragon Knights ahead. But this time, they hesitated. Their opponents were nothing but peaceful, backward villagers. Knowing they stood no chance, the villagers offered their meager food supplies as tribute, showing the utmost respect for the Egyptian queen. They even pledged to surrender all their provisions. But the queen sneered. After a disdainful glance at the worthless offerings, she turned away in disgust, furious at having wasted her time. She then coldly ordered the giant to slaughter the villagers. He refused. In response, the queen seized his daughter by the hair, lifting her off the ground. Hearing her screams, the giant's face darkened with grief. He had no choice. With a heavy heart, he turned toward the defenseless villagers, fists clenched. On one side stood innocent, unarmed people. On the other, his daughter's life. Torn by desperation, the giant raised his massive fists.